welcome to another episode of Girl Talk. This is your host, Andrea, and I am claiming that this episode is going to be a fun one because we are going to explore the world of K-pop. Now, I am pretty much sure that you're all aware that K-pop fans are increasing tremendously all over the world, especially here in the Philippines. However, there is also a percentage of the population who are dummies when it comes to the world of K-pop, and I belong to that. So for today, we are going to explore this fandom and understand why fans are very much drawn towards K-pop. So guys, welcome to our episode entitled K-pop for Dummies.
Annyeong! I'm Jumboy representing ARMYs. Woo!
I love K-pop because of its music. It's very trendy and catchy, and their style is different from Western music.
I love K-pop because of the concepts and the styling. Whenever you watch a K-pop music video, the aesthetics are just perfect. They're over the top.
If I were to describe why I love K-pop with one word, I would say it's because it's inspiring. I think aside from having really great music, K-pop shows you the duality of idols. Like, they can be really serious and very professional with their work, but they can also be fun, and you can see them as persons like us.
I do enjoy K-pop very much because they usually have the upbeat music, upbeat sound, and when they do make their music videos, it's just very entertaining. You know, they throw in different kinds of props they can think of, all the colors they can think of. It's all in the music video, and when they do perform live, and especially when you watch their concerts live, it's very different. You get sucked in their own world, and when they perform live, they give everything that they have.
I love K-pop because of the aesthetics. Nindot yung songs, very catchy. Choreography, nindot sad kayo sila og choreography. So, just like any other genre, kay ga-evolve pud ang K-pop. I love K-pop because of the aesthetics. Nindot yung songs, very catchy. Choreography, nindot sad kayo sila og choreography. So, just like any other genre, kay ga-evolve pud ang K-pop.
This year actually marks our 20th year in the fandom. We discovered K-pop
Back in summer 2001.
Summer 2001, we were watching TV,
And this music video of a K-pop boy band suddenly plays. And
the name of the group was Click B, and their music video was called Undefeatable.
The very first song that actually made me fall in love with K-pop is Big Bang's Haru Haru, and it's a very awesome song and I love it so much. So that's when I became a K-pop fan.
So getting into the whole Korean entertainment, it started when the local network here in the Philippines showed one of their dramas. I'm pretty sure it was Princess Ours. It's one of the first Korean dramas that I've seen on TV. And I just fell in love with their story. It was very cute. It was very relatable for me at that time. And then few years later, I heard that one of the local artists in the Philippines moved back to Korea, and then she started training, and she was gonna debut in in a girl group. So this was Sandara Park. And she's better known in Korea as Dara from the group To Anyone. And then that's just how I got into it. I started listening to all their songs, tried to dance to their choreography, and then Super Junior came in and Girls' Generation came in, and then I just fell into the black hole.
So if it isn't obvious already, our favorite K-pop artist, our current favorite artist is EXO. So why do you love EXO?
I love EXO because of their concepts.
So I was a huge fan of Sandara Park sa Star Circle Quest pa lang sa ABS-CBN, no? Nga kanang nahayato siya sa ABS 2 years. So dito nag-thesis niya ato sa akong classmate niya, murag aware man siya nga fan ko ni Sandara. So iyang gi-show na ko nga, huy, si Sandara kay kanang K-pop na siya. So wako ka ba usa ng K-pop 2009 to siya. So mo to debut nila kay Fire, To Anyone. So fan jud din kay kog To Anyone.
Aside from the concepts, we really enjoy their live performances. We love the boys. They have different personalities, which makes the group very enjoyable to watch.
I actually am a multi-stan and I love mostly second gen artists like Big Bang and 21, but recently my main group is 101 and AB6, but sadly 101 is already disbanded, so I'm mainly focusing on AB6, but K-pop all the way.
Currently, I am following, as you can see in my color, currently I'm following NCT. They have 23 members, but they have subunits. I love IU so much. I was so happy that I was able to watch her concert. I still listen to Super Junior, Big Bang. I do listen to a lot of groups. Astro. I don't stick to just one group, aside from NCT, who has been eating up so much of my time recently. But yeah, that's how my playlist goes.
Nag-start ko sa To Anyone, then after kay random na lang ang mga artist, depende sa akong ganahan na feels, dance, like Girls' Generation, not all songs, kay ganahan ko sa uban. Then Miss A, mga girl group kasagaran sa una, no? Then pag 2014, dito na judain ko na invite sa akong friend og anniversary sa BTS.
Annyeonghaseyo! Welcome back to Girl Talk, and as mentioned for today's episode, we will be exploring K-pop. And of course, I am so excited to introduce to all of you our guests for today. They are actually coming from two generations of K-pop fans. And our first guest, she belongs to the second generation. She also comes from the BPO industry, and she is a member of Cassiopeia Philippines. Let's all welcome Ezra Agusto. And of course, we also have the voice of Cebu. The iconic voice of Cebu. So she's a voiceover talent, and she is one of the DJs of Magic. Let's all welcome June Rabin. Hi guys. Annyeonghaseyo!
Annyeonghaseyo!
So gano'n ko ko to. More than Korean greeting. Hi, how are you? Kamusta?
I'm fine. No, Ezra can say it in Korean.
Okay. How do you say I'm fine or I'm doing good? How are you?
How are you? Is 잘 지냈어요?
잘 지냈어요.
Okay.
잘 지냈어요. 근데 지금 조금 떨려요.
Okay.
처음이라서 떨려요.
So sa mga nakasabot ng Korean, kasabot na mong sa kasabot.
No, she said she's excited today, but a little nervous, right? Yeah, she's a little nervous.
thank you so much for joining us today. And as you can see, we have an overwhelming spread of K-pop merchandise. So some of these are June, some of these are Ezra's, and some of these also belongs to Pocket Full of Dummy Fans. So they actually also have a display at Park Mall. So pwede mong bisita diha if you guys want to grab some of the merchandise items that we're displaying here, right now here at the studio. So as mentioned, we are going to explore K-pop. And see, Ezra comes from the second generation. June, on the other hand, is a third generation fan. But later, ato na i-familiarize ang mga terms. But siguro, first, let's get to know you guys more. I'd like to know, when and how did you start to discover your love for K-pop? Let's start with Ezra. Okay, mas karaan.
Actually, I started with K-pop, K-drama gid siya.
Okay.
In 2000, around when the Meteor Garden fever was over, so that Taiwanese dramas, diba? There was a time na Taiwanese dramas, and then the local TV station started to show kind of mga Korean dramas, and then with that, also Mix was new at that time, so they also started to show mga K-pop songs, around 2004, I think, Mix showed a music video of Because I'm a Girl by Kiss. And that music video was kanang 5 minutes long, and it was like a mini movie. And I was really kanang enthralled by it ba. Like, damn, compared to Western music videos na with the gyrating girls. I like the Korean music video kay na siya story ba. So that's when I started with my fascination. Pero now,
you were in high school?
Yes, I was in high school. And in 2004. Oh my God, my age is showing. My age is showing. In 2004 and 2005, especially in a small city like Zamboanga City, there was no K-pop fan at all. Ari lang was my only gateway to K-pop. And then when
pa internet ato.
Yeah. Ay na internet pero maligo pa ka, ug tanan-tanan, wala gyud ko ni load ang imong video. So wala siya. But and then when we went to summers in Singapore kasi was already exposed to K-pop. They had magazines na and all. So that's also murag akong entry to K-pop.
So what were the K-pop groups back then when you were in high school?
So when I was in high school, it was the start of second generation. So we had Dongbang Shinki TVXQ, my ultimate group.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we had Girls' Generation, Super Junior. I think most of the Filipinos are familiar with Super Junior. Sorry. UKIS, also Filipinos. 2NE1 is a second generation.
Really?
Yes. And then Kara, we had Wonder Girls. I think Wonder Girls is also pretty familiar in the Philippines. And then, what else? Oh my God, there are a lot of second-gen groups. 2PM, 2AM, Shiny! Yes, Shiny. And then, at the top of my head, M Black Beast.
Okay.
4 Minute. Oh, sila.
Can you share to the audience, when did you start to decide na I should learn Korean?
Okay. So, in high school, I downloaded LimeWire, mga LimeWire. Hello. So, LimeWire, nga dili ka sure kung music pa ba na kung download or apin ang virus. So, I started downloading kanang mga K-pop songs sa LimeWire, and then i-burn niya sa akong iPod, more na K-pop or Disney, people would borrow my iPod man sila nga Korean man imong songs ko nga di ay mo man akong ganahan di makakasabot iko nga basta ako gani makasabot watch out ang dito. So it was in high school. I made a conscious decision that I have to learn, but since sa mga city, small town, nobody is really, Korea is like unlike today where Korea is so far away, like for a provinciana like me. So whatever was there in the internet, kuan mo ra akong i-print unya.
So yung i-print
i-print out
translations?
Ang translations, and then the best, I think the fastest way that I learned Korean was kanang sa songs. So example, na lyrics, so ako nang i-print, and then I would learn through that. And eventually, years and years of listening to Korean songs and watching Korean dramas, makapick up jud ka man. I think practice yun is the best.
Yeah.
So that was around 2005. Kunya, when I transferred here in Cebu, that's when I started ka ng formal na
Yes,
learning.
school.
Formal na learning na yun. So yeah, shout out to King Sejong. King Sejong.
So this is how you met June.
Yes.
Through the Korean classes that you took.
Yes.
Okay. Now June, what's your story? So you're a third generation fan. What's the difference sa second gen or third gen for the viewers to understand?
I think it's just the groups that came out in a particular year. So
Okay.
of course, second generation. What's the years for that as?
2003.
Yeah.
2003 to mga
2000.
maybe
sure.
2012
Yeah, okay.
because third generations like BTS.
Yeah.
And that's EXO. Yeah, BTS, EXO. What other groups came out? Is 17 third generation as well?
Yeah.
Kanang Blackpink is also
Yes.
Marag later parts of third gen.
okay. Sige, so
Yeah.
what's your story?
My story was simpler actually because you know how I work for radio, right? And then I was honestly, I was really looking for inspiration because at a few years ago, kasi bag-o raman ko. So a few years ago, it was like the music was a little bit too dry for me. I was looking for something exciting, something hopeful,
Yeah.
and then or something different.
Okay.
And then my niece, Caitlin, who was a BTS ARMY, she introduced me to BTS. And then my teacher in nursing school,
Yeah.
who came home, who was a BTS ARMY then, really sat down with me and we just talked about it. Spent an entire afternoon in SMC side and just talked about it. Because
Okay.
like Ezra, I was also a K-drama fan. I was crazy about Soji-sub.
So it started also with K-drama for you.
I'm putting him there. Soji-sub, okay, yeah. Insert Soji-sub, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was K-drama for me. And then they just talked about, BTS, like, okay, what's BTS? So then there. And then when I saw the music videos, studied their music, and looked at other groups too, because I'm in radio, that's part of my job. I said, wait a minute, it's like, bam, bursting with fruity flavor.
Really?
Yeah, because they really are taking it to another level.
True.
I'm not talking about BTS itself. I'm talking about K-pop and the whole K-entertainment industry. It's amazing. It's amazing. So I'm like, I really got hooked. So that's what it was for me. Yeah.
Tell us about how you started your radio show.
Oh, honestly, by the way, Ezra and I are both in Hallyu-il. I hope you guys
So what is
listen to it.
Hallyu-il?
Hallyu-il is a 2-hour radio show on Magic 92.3, and we feature K-pop. And we're so happy because we're close to 3 years already.
Wow.
Started with an hour show.
Yes, now it's 2 hours. So basically how it started was, the weekends are quiet in Magic. There's only like the local vocal show. And then I think my boss wanted us to do the weekend. I'm like, no, I don't want to do the weekend. So he said, oh, you know what, you're learning Korean, why don't you do a K-pop show? And so that's how it started. But because I was so new, and you really think about content, when you're in radio. So I had to go to my classmates. So there was Humphrey and Aljon and Salve. And then when I became classmates with Ezra, when I met her too, I'm like, Ezra, can you join us? So that it really becomes a legit show. Otherwise, it'll all be BTS. And that's not what it's all about, right? So there. That's how it started. So then we put together Hallyu-il.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's familiarize ourselves first with the terms of K-pop fans, because I'm sure that for some people like me, medyo di kasabot because we're nasa we own jargon. Let's start with the word stan. What does stan mean?
So stan is basically a fan of someone. Like, for example, if Ate June is a BTS stan, I am a TVXQ stan. So that's basically a fan of someone.
Yeah. But I think, what, interestingly enough, I think that started with Eminem. Eminem has a song called Stan.
Okay.
And Stan, in that song, was a big fan of supposedly Eminem in the story because he's telling a story of Eminem.
Okay.
I mean, how he loved the artist, okay? But wa man siya tagda. He was trying to get the attention of Eminem in the song, right? But wa siya tagda that he killed himself. It is a sad story, actually. So he was so crazy about Eminem that he he got his pregnant wife, I think, put her in the trunk. If you listen to the story
This
again.
is a true story.
No. That is just a song
Okay.
of Eminem. And then he drove the car over the cliff.
Oh,
So
sad.
a crazy fan
Yeah.
is a stan. Like you're so
Yeah.
crazy about a particular
It's a
artist.
bad connotation.
So who coined this term?
I don't know how it came about, but I think that's part of it. I think it started with that song by Eminem. Like you're a stan because the title of the song is Stan.
Okay.
And he was crazy about the artist that Eminem was singing about. So,
So what's the appropriate question? Is it who's your stan or what's your
who are you standing?
Who are you?
Who
standing?
are you
Yeah.
standing?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're
Are
who
you a stan of?
Ah. So you are standing
BTS.
BTS and you're standing
TVXQ.
TVXQ. How about the term bias? Who's happening bias? Di ba, in the English language, where ang bias is kanang murag biased ka towards somebody.
Yeah. Actually, it's similar. K-pop idol groups. Okay, I mean groups din sila. So there are a lot of members. And honestly, there's this one member magod nga. Although you love the whole group, but there's actually one member nga more favorite yun ni mo siya. So that's your bias. Pero sometimes ang bias ni mo duha, like for NCT, karon nga has 23 members. So ang bias na ko 15. Na siya. Pero sa TVXQ nga po, I have one bias. I mean, and Ate June also.
Yeah, I have a bias in BTS also right now.
Sige, tell us who's your bias in the groups that you...
So, in TVXQ, my bias is Shim Changmin, also infamously known as katong the idol who got married last year.
Oh,
Yeah, while being active as an idol, he got married last year. But he's my ultimate.
Yeah naman, what's in him?
He sings so well. And he's kanang professional ethics yun, kanang something I admire. As in, idol yun ako siya. I don't like him in a romantic way per se, but like, his life is something nga kanang I really look up to. I really like him. And then, sa Girls' Generation, si Sooyoung, she's my bias. And sa NCT, si Jaehyun, he's my bias.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Do you have like a particular set of characteristics that you look for in a bias?
Yeah, actually, most of my biases are main vocalists.
Ah.
I have a soft spot yun for main vocalists.
Okay.
Usually, my bias sa groups yun, kanang, example, mag-watch ko group for the first time. Kunya, pag maka-feel ko mo, siya ang main vocal, I'm usually correct. And that person will be my bias. Yeah. So, Jaehyun, Changmin, they're main vocalists. Sooyoung is not a main vocalist, but na exception to the rule.
How about you, June? Who's your bias?
Okay, for BTS, I like Jimin.
Okay.
And to relate to what Ezra said, I gravitate towards the dancers. So if it's 17, I like Hoshi.
Okay.
Okay, if it's Tomorrow by Together, I like Yeonjun.
Okay.
So I gravitate towards the dancers. But for BTS, I really like OT7. I love everybody. Yeah.
Okay, sige. So when we return here at Girl Talk, we will be dissecting the music videos of these popular K-pop groups para masabtan yun nimo nga nang ganahan yun ang mga fans of K-pop. So please don't go away. We will be back. Welcome back to Girl Talks K-pop for Dummies, and of course we are still joined by Ezra and June. And for this segment, we will be dissecting the music and of course the production of K-pop groups. So one of the things that I've always heard from K-pop fans is that aside from their music, one of the things that they really admire about these K-pop groups is their discipline towards being better at what they do and their craft. So tell us about, based on your research, daghan kaayo makaingon na impressive gid kaayo ang ilang training sa mga K-pop artists.
So, I don't know if you've noticed, but like here in the Philippines, for example, if you came from kanang watch ka ng singing show, kunya, kuan. So, may wala kang singer or inana or artista ka nga, kanang kahibaw lang gamay mo kanta. So, singer na dahin ka, ng things like that. But in Korea, it actually started with SM Entertainment. So, ang first generation nga K-pop, HOT, Shinhwa, Shexkiss, I'm not really sure about their kanang training na system, but what I'm pretty sure of is TVXQ's nga kanang training. So what happens with the training system is that sometimes kaning mga entertainment companies, they kanang scout kanang, di ba naaman yung mga talent shows sa school?
Yeah.
So sometimes they go there, kanang mag-ano sila nga, kaning mga bataan ni, mga maayo ni, and they have art schools as well, mga Hanlim art school. So they go there kanang sa mga kuan, sa ilang mga evaluations, and then they would scout kanang mga kids. So kids as in like mga 10 years old, mga nana. Start as young as that, as mga ilan nga age. And then what they do is, naalihabot audition. So, magpa-audition, open audition. So, magpa-audition sila. And then, when you pass that audition, murag, offeran ka nila og contract, kanang, do you wanna be a trainee with us? So, the trainee system in that, they kanang, murag, ipa-enter ka nila, and then, pa-dorm ka nila, and then, they have a strict schedule, like, di ba, syempre, these are kids, so they still go to school, so after school, they have to go straight to the company, so they will have dancing lessons, singing lessons, sometimes hosting lessons, acting lessons, language lessons, because, you know, when you're a K-pop idol, murag, it's kanang imperative that you know Japanese, Chinese, English. Kay mo man na ang three main nga kanang murag,
The markets.
ang markets nila, so they have language lessons. So, kanang inana, some people train for 5 years, for 9 years, kanang
Every day.
Yeah, they train every day.
My gosh,
So
no?
kanang these idols, especially when they talk about kanang their childhood, they will tell you nga, I don't remember having many friends outside kanang my co-trainees, because it's always school and then company. And then, you know, they start their day early, and then they stop late kaya they have a lot of lessons, and then the next day it's the same thing for years. Anya murag, if you persevere, then that's when you become an idol group member. So I'll give you an example. Johnny from NCT, he's from America.
Okay.
And then he trained actually for more or less 9 years. 9 years siya. He was supposed to debut as a member of EXO.
Do they get paid?
I'm not sure if
They provided everything,
but they
right?
provided everything sa dorm, like the food, they're provided, the dorm, they're provided. So,
Nanatanan.
nanatanan. So, and then the lessons don't, the training manggod, the company has kanang murag, naa sila kanang training lang na kay bayad. Pero these kanang trainees, good nga housed by the company, they are given these lessons for free. So, bali murag, they're not paid, but these kanang lessons magod are kanang expensive.
Yeah,
So,
also from experts, I'm sure.
they're
Right?
experts yung mga inana. So, yeah, murag inana. Johnny from NCT, he trained together with EXO. But then, siguro things happened, and maybe he was not a fit for EXO. And then, but when they made NCT, they found na fit siya sa NCT. So, long training years, but then late at a later time siya nag-debut. Or things like that. And then some people, they just train, but they don't get to debut. It's, you know, it's luck, it's timing, it's if you're fit for the group.
Yeah.
It's chance. Gio from Twice. She's also a long trainee. She was supposed to debut with Wonder Girls, but she was too young then. She was supposed to debut with Miss A, but still she was too young. And then Twice came, so they found nga, okay, these girls nga nasa Twice, same age range lang as Gio. So, they put her there. Kaya she was a perfect fit for Twice. So, you know, it's luck. It's perseverance. If you persevere,
And patience,
And
no?
patience,
You have to wait
yeah.
for so
you have
many
to wait for
years.
your chance.
Lagi. Lahi bang ko diri sa ato, you know, the Philippine entertainment industry, as what you've mentioned, di ba, kanang mga daog og reality shows, and then sometimes it also happens, you know, the backer system, you know, somebody, di ba? Just sayo na kayo to become a star if you have those resources. But sa ila dito, they really went through the training process before sila gisalang sa public?
Yeah, like Santara Park is a perfect example as well. Okay, diba, here in the Philippines,
She was an
artista. She was established already, but when she went to Korea, to YG, nag-train yun siya balik from
She
the
started
start.
from scratch,
Yeah, she
yun.
started from scratch yun. So, no one gets a free pass. Everyone has to train. But there are very exceptional sad nga mga members.
Performers.
Like for example, Chandla, also from NCT, he just trained for 3 months and then they said nga,
Ready na siya.
Ready na ka, pwede na ka dili. So, you know, it's timing yun. Pero for those nga kanang mga people who stayed so long as a trainee unya, waited for their chance, as in maka-realize ka nga, wow, grabe jud ang ilahang perseverance and how much they love kaning the thing that they do nga to persevere that long.
Yeah.
That's why also I want to add that
Yeah.
there was a time when there was a negative press about it, that they said that because of all these companies, because other companies started building their own training system as well, it became known that, oh, in Korea they're manufactured.
Yeah.
That's where it came from.
Okay.
They're sometimes not so they're not kind of respected because, oh, they're just manufactured. Just go to the company and then when you're good enough, okay, next, and then next group, which is how BTS became different as well, because they also wrote their own songs. They told their own story, and they made their they kind of helped in the choreography as well and in the concept. So that was the difference as well. So it's been evolving, but I'd also want to say that sometimes when people say manufactured, but think about ballerinas. They also start very young, right?
True.
Think about gymnasts. It's almost the same thing.
Yeah,
And they're
and
just
their
passionate
performers
about
as well,
something.
yeah.
Yeah. So I want to say that too,
Yeah.
because it's so negative that, oh, look at K-pop, they're manufactured. But then tennis players train very young.
Yeah.
So
It's
that's also what I
training,
wanted to say.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the idol training system has pretty much evolved. So for second gen, there was a time they were not allowed, to write their own songs and do the choreography. They weren't given much
Freedom. Yeah,
But
yeah.
lately, with the newer trainees, they're given songwriting lessons. So they're more free. They're freer now in a sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
As all arts are, everything is evolving. So
That's
I also find it like a little bit offensive when people say that K-pop idols are manufactured. It's not easy. It's not easy to train to start at a very young age, and not everyone survives.
Yeah, that's true. Or not everyone has the talent.
Yeah,
for
not
it.
everyone has a talent for it. So it's kind of insulting.
Well, people will always have something to say.
Yeah, that's true.
In everything.
Yeah.
That's true. Pero what's the story sa BTS, June? Because nasa ko yung mga, daghan ko mag-read on Facebook na grabe kayo ka-admirable ang ilahang history. So how did the group start?
Okay.
What does BTS stand for, by the way?
BTS actually literally stands for Bangtan Sonyeondan. It's bulletproof Boy Scouts in English. But personally, I feel BTS stands for hope. They stand for sincerity. They stand for positivity and inclusiveness. That's what I feel BTS stands for.
In their songs?
In their songs. And how they started, what's amazing for BTS was the members are not from Seoul. So probinsyano silang tanan, right? And some were a product of a talent search. Others came with a friend, like V, he came with a friend, and others were scouted too.
Okay.
And so they were formed by Bang PD Oppa. He's the only guy I can call Oppa in the group. I mean, in the whole company. They were formed because he wanted to break away from the usual idol system. He wanted, because he's good friends with another big name company, which is a big name guy in the entertainment industry. One of the big three, which is JYP. They both went to the States to try to promote their artists, and so he said, this is not the way it's supposed to be done. So I guess he should be, I think I should credit him for being one of the people who wanted to give the artists the voice and the freedom to write their own songs, to tell their own story, And so that's kind of how BTS started. And interestingly, they weren't accepted in Korea. They were more, BTS is kind of like let's say a Cherise Pempenko. Now they were popular overseas before they were accepted in their own home country.
So they also have that kind of culture.
Yes, they also had that kind of story because unsay uso atong panahona. I mean, we can't tell the masses on what they like. And so at that time, because they were trying to be an idol group that was a hip hop group, which is like, wait, that's weird. So maybe Korea wasn't ready for that. So and then to train BTS, they were also sent to the States to have some hip hop training.
Really?
Yeah, to have some hip hop training, and they did a little bit after a training. There was a reality show called American Hustle Life, where they met some hip hop stars in the States because again they're provinciano, right? So they were trained so that they'll know what they're singing about as well, and what the culture was like, and so they had to give their own leaflets to, hey, come to our little performance after the training period. Yeah, they went through a really humbling phase. Yeah, so that's kind of like how they started.
In your history of being a radio DJ, June, parang pa ba ni siya nga murag ni dominate yun ang mga Asian artists sa mga music charts? Now, that was once usually topped by mga Western musicians.
No, actually, you remember Sukiyaki? You like ballads? Yeah, Sukiyaki 4 p.m. was one song that actually topped the Billboard Hot 100, but medyo karon ang grabe yung kaayo. Yeah, but there were some Asian artists, but not like not like now, where it's more, you see them more. It's more mainstream, but not really super mainstream.
Yeah.
But they're entering.
It's there.
It's there na. It's there na good. Yeah.
Tell us about the music, the singing part in particular. So,
Ezra sings, by the way.
yes, he does. Ano sa mga example?
Advertising ka naman.
Favorite Korean or K-pop song?
Let her
sing the one that I sung for K-pop star.
Yeah, sige go.
So she's joined competitions here.
Wow! Go, Ezra.
Oh my god, the lyrics are not coming to me.
The lyrics are not coming to me.
Anyway, wait, later.
Sige, later. Let's ask for another sample. Sige, Az, ang sa training nila in terms of the vocals, so, ilang na voices na no? During concerts?
Actually, I'm really familiar lang with the SM system. So the SM system is, what I noticed with their training is that, di ba naaman yung murag natural voice ang So what the trainers do is they just train the natural voices of the artist, where they don't try to change it much. They just kanang teach them the correct techniques, correct breathing techniques, because when you dance and you sing at the same time, it's impossible.
Difficult.
Yeah, and I think that's also the reason why I ultimate yun ako on TVXQ, because TVXQ, the first generation K-pop idols actually were not that accepted because in Korea before, trot and ballads were the shit. As in before as in I mean even until now in Korea idol music is not really
Mainstream.
sa Korea even until now. But yeah, the common connotation with idol groups before was that they lip sync. They have to dance on stage, so they have to lip sync for ba. So they're not really known vocally strong per se. So when TVXQ debuted, they broke that stereotype because they were an idol group, but they were always promoted as an a cappella dance group.
Thank you.
So it's, you know,
So they can really sing.
yes, they can. My
They
babies,
can.
they can. But when you look at the Idol Boys kanang mga rankings, the members are there. Kaya ano, and they're known sa critics sa industry. So kanang for me no, when you dance and sing on stage, it's so amazing. Kay
Yeah.
as a kanang murag
Anak ba ya?
yeah. As in ako nga I sing ha. Ay murag matindog ra ko. Pero kanang murag grabe ka cool ba. So what more kani sila nga magsayaw o kanta live pag yun. So
Di siya lalim.
yeah, di siya lalim. Yeah, that's what I find super amazing.
How about the choreography, June? What is in the choreography of K-pop groups that makes you so excited?
Do you dance?
I do that.
No! no! Katawa ako. If I have to, yes. Pero I'm not really a dancer. Because I've been to, I've performed dun sa mga theater plays. So, you really have to dance. But it's not my strength.
No, because when you look at the choreography, it's crazy synchronized.
I know.
It's crazy synchronized. So that just shows you the years of practice that that Ezra was talking about. Because again, singing and dancing. So the choreography is, you know what's amazing about K-pop? There's so many entry levels. For some people, for me in K-pop, it wasn't the music. The music was last. It was because they were stars in a they have their own variety show. Right? So sometimes you enter as a variety show fan. Others because visual, guapo, right? Or guapa. Others the dancing. Others the singing. So others it's the music video. So there's so many things. Now going back to the dancing tells a story. The dancing is crazy synchronized. The dancing is amazing. They
Flashy.
have flashy too. Yeah.
And unique sa nilang mga steps, no?
Yeah, and sorry, it's fast. It doesn't
I
even
know.
repeat, right? So,
Masample sa ka, June. Kanta mo
oh, I'm glad that the latest song of BTS is Permission to Dance because that's so
So-
easy,
Oh,
right?
yeah! I saw that music video.
Tonight. It's just like this. I can't do the other crazy
the side steps
choreography.
of butter kaya.
No, but in our school, we have culture class in our school, and
You're required to dance,
in King
perform.
Sejong, yeah, they really bring experts from Korea. Even before the pandemic, they really brought choreographers to
Galing
tell us about dance and everything. Yeah.
Alright, so guys, so when we return, we will be talking about the different fan groups here in the Philippines and in Cebu and their different activities. So please don't go away, Girl Pop. We'll be right back. Hi guys, you are still watching Girl Talk and you're still with Ezra and June. And for this segment, let's talk about, the K-pop fan group. So, what's your fan group? This is what is this?
No,
Towel?
yeah, it's a towel. Actually, this is the Japanese name sa fandom sa DBXU. It's Big East.
Okay.
But the Korean name is Cassiopeia. So yeah, we are called Cassiopeia, the 5 stars.
Why is it Cassiopeia?
Actually, Changmin was the one who coined that term. Originally, DBSU was 5 members, and then Cassiopeia is a guiding star. So yeah, that's what he called the fans. They're guiding stars. That's what Cassiopeia
Cute,
stands for.
right?
That's
so,
so pretty.
what are the activities of Cassiopeia Philippines? What do you guys do? How do you meet? Sino yung mga buhaton?
So many.
So many. Where do I start? So actually, right now, because PBXQ is an 18-year-old group this year. So
Wow.
as you can see, we're tita. So we have a lot. We have a lot of responsibilities na. So we're not. So our Twitter groups are not as updated as the younger groups. Na every day din sila mag-update. Kami kay siguro ka na kung ay time or but because it's the pandemic, we don't have much chance to go and see them ang good. So that's why we're medyo stagnant among Twitter account. But when we were, when before pandemic, what Cassiopeia Philippines did, fun fact, Cassiopeia Philippines Philippines is one of the first established Philippine fan clubs in the Philippines. So even before the new mga new fan groups, Cassiopeia was the first one because it was formed by people nga who met sa forum. Kaya before, di ba, karon Twitter naman ang mga tao, but before, some age, forum pa na. So, kanang mga Filipino TVXQ fans met there, sila mga ates, and then they formed Cassiopeia Philippines because TVXQ, fun fact again, right now kanang SM Mall of Asia. Before it was finished, before construction was finished, TVXQ came here to the Philippines and they kanang filmed a commercial there. So the artists met there and then they decided nga, okay, let's make Cassiopeia Philippines. So that was in 2005, 2006. that long. And then with Cassiopeia Philippines, they started also Philippine K-pop community, something like that. So it's a collective now of all the local fan groups. So basically what we do, sometimes they have fundraisings for mag-meet lang mga tao, mag-watch a movie, mag-watch og kanang DVD, pagkahuman na i-ticket, and then with the tickets na kanang mga freebies na ginagmay na ba. Here in Cebu, Cassiopeia Philippines Cebu, so among branch sa Cebu. What we do is kanang kasi mga K-pop nga mga activities here. So for example, like one whole day mag-meet ang kanang mga fan clubs dito sa Cebu pagkahuman ay mga booth. So if kanang mga K-pop fans who want to learn more about a certain group, they just go there to the booth and then we have merch, we display our merch, and then we talk about our groups, mga inana, and then kami being the extra titas that we are, we bring standees. Bring standees sa and then we bring all our merch. Kadaghan kay big merch kay mga inana, and then ang usa karon actually kanang mga cup sleeve event. So kanang cup sleeve event is sa cafe, di ba, naan mo rin yung sleeve, pagkahuman, instead of kanang sleeve sa cafe, sleeve na siya sa nag-birthday pa karon or kanang anniversary sa anniversary sa kanang group. So it's a chance to meet kanang like-minded people ba nga you normally wouldn't meet kanang in real life circumstances. Like for us, like me, working na ba ako. So the only people that I know are, people I meet in the office. But
Di kayo sila ka-relate.
Yeah, dili sila ka-relate. So kanang when we make our activities, kanang among mga cup sleeve event, I meet mga high school students that I wouldn't normally meet elsewhere.
So other professionals.
Other professionals, like you'll be surprised nga a lot of kanang K-pop mga fans are doctors, are managers.
A friend told me as well.
Honestly, it takes a certain kind of dedication. Honestly.
Diba? Because it's not cheap.
So, you have to do well at work. How can you afford these things? How can we afford to go to Japan, to Thailand, to Korea, to watch these concerts? So, I think some people would think ka losers ang K-pop fans. Siguro mo lang dyan sa ilang life, but you would be surprised nga the doctor that's checking naga-check up nimo, the nurse na who's kanang nag-smile sa mo every day din ha, or your team leader or your manager baka these are K-pop fans. Pero syempre in a professional setting, professional ta kay but when we're together with our mga K-pop fan kanang friends, kay it's totally different and it's really kanang an escape kumbaga sa real life.
How about you, June? Tell us about the group that you belong to. What's
okay.
Fan group?
I belong to, I think, one of the biggest and one of the strongest fan groups in the world. That's the BTS Army.
Why is it called Army?
Okay, Army actually stands for Adorable Representative MC of the Youth. I don't want to say it too much, but yeah, because BTS is Bangtan Sonya, bulletproof. Diba? They wanted to shield the youth from discrimination and not being able to say their voice. So we're the adorable MCs of the youth, and and Army now has become a force, not just a group that's gushing over BTS and how they dance, how they sing. Like Ezra, the very unique thing about being a K-pop fan is you help. You have helped a lot of people. I know BTS Army has done for Black Lives Matter. donated when the pandemic started, helped a lot of people. And this is not community pantries. This is not exclusive to BTS only. I really want to speak for K-pop fans in general, because I remember when we had to feature Aroha, the fans of Astro, we had to cancel that. I'm going to say that because they were helping other members in Luzon when there was a big flood, when there was a huge typhoon. Being a K-pop fan is not only gushing and buying the merchandise, but a big chunk of it is also helping community work. You know, like helping the frontliners, giving them food, like some got the BTS McDo meal, right? Those things, those kinds of things. Saving the whales, because BTS has a song called Waylene, the loneliest whale.
Yeah, this one, right?
Yes.
So this is one of,
Yeah, that's one of the songs.
She told me that the lyrics are here.
Yes.
What's the title of the song?
It's called Waylene. Yeah, it's talking about the loneliest whale, because it's a lonely whale because it emits a sound, but nobody else can hear it.
And it's their way of saying you are not alone, right?
Yes,
you are
yes,
not alone.
yes, something
Nice,
like
no?
that. Yeah, so it's very nice.
June, parang nung good, ang BTS, kay grabe ka siya na-highlight because like what you mentioned, you have the BTS meal by McDonald's, so grabe ka, it's really talked about on social media. But, dili, yun man yan, like what I said, people will always have something to say. Sometimes they're nice things, sometimes they're not so nice. So, there are always mga negative comments, and one of the things that bashers always point out is the masculinity of these male K-pop artists. Actually, I also did a mini dissertation about this during my graduate school. So I did like a study on dissecting the normative masculinity of K-pop fans and artists at the same time. So usually, ang ilahang pirmi iingon, di ba? There's this saying na more sa BTS bayon because they wear makeup. But what do you have to say about this? Na they always associate male K-pop artists as yun sila nga gay daw because dili lagi, they do not represent themselves in a way that is normally masculine, no? Like how it is really presented by mainstream media.
Okay, I have two answers to that. What do you think is the sexuality of BTS?
What's it ko ba?
So,
I have no idea.
does it matter? In the kind of music that they're making, should you be limited by your sexuality?
True.
In the kind of message that they have sent to the world?
As in,
We can't limit a person because he goes this way or he goes that way. Music is music, and music is there to heal. Music is there to make you scream with your other fans, to meet people from other nationalities. Why should it be limited to that?
true.
My second answer also is, it's because we're a patriarchal society. And in this society, it's like male is the leader. Male is important.
Yeah.
So if you're a male and you show a little bit of female characteristics, you're not strong anymore. But wait a minute, what's wrong with being female?
Yeah.
What's wrong with
Exactly.
being female, right? So it's the kind of culture that we have to grow out of.
Yeah, that's true.
Because again, why limit a person for his sexuality? Diba? And what's wrong with being female?
Yeah.
We should be able to express ourselves for who we are, whether you go this way or you go that way. And also, it's really the message. It's what they're trying to say at the end of the day. We have to fight that. We haven't evolved enough to be able to accept that okay naman ang mag-makeup. Who doesn't wear makeup? You're in front of the camera.
I know.
You have to wear makeup, right?
And a lot of male celebrities wear makeup.
Yeah, people wear makeup because you're in front of the camera. You're doing a performance. You have to look good. Kinsa may dili mag-makeup, di ba?
But what do the BTS members say about that? I'm sure they've heard those comments as well. Do you know what their reactions were?
Well, I don't think any of the members has directly addressed it, but their message has always been speak yourself. The message has always been love yourself, and I think they stay with that. I think they stay with that message. So without having to say something about the basher, to the bashers, it's that message that that they stick to,
Yeah.
and that they have stayed with, and then that army also reminds people. Because, you know, really in this day and age also of social media, everyone's just looking for clout.
Yeah.
So they try anything, or you just want to be trending. You know, so people do that. They try to experiment because they want to be trending, unfortunately. So you try to hit
Yeah.
whoever's like right there. So you'll get the hits that you want and stuff like that. I'm sure Ezra has something to share about that
Anything
too.
that you'd like to say?
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know why people think it's an insult to call boys bio.
Yeah, what's wrong with being biased?
Yeah,
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being biased.
There's nothing wrong with being
Yes,
biased. And
yeah.
like, it's the lowest of the low that you can think. That's why, personally, I'm not offended by it. Because number one, being biased is not an insult, guys.
Yeah.
You know, and be open-minded. And these, you know, honestly, I like guys who are neat. But I wouldn't look at guys who are not neat. What's wrong with being vain?
What's wrong with taking care of yourself?
What's wrong with
Diba?
you know, it's not
It's just
something-
grooming and
I know.
hygiene.
It's grooming and hygiene, makeup. Or I like makeup. So, but I don't mind nga kanang, you know, these K-pop idols are, you know, advocating kanang pimpyo because these are stars. These are artists. These are kanang, no matter kanang what angle you look at, every day they're being scrutinized. So
Yeah.
they have to look their best all the time. Even Filipino artists
Yeah.
have to look their best all the
Yeah, I'm
time.
sure they wear makeup too.
Right. For me, there's nothing, you know, you can't insult me. You can't insult my group by using kanay na nga insult kasi number one, it's not an insult. And number two, I'd rather look at my K-pop idols who are well-groomed.
Yeah. And who do we, and we should break away from, you know, the image of the smoking guy, you know,
Yeah,
the tough guy who beats up his girlfriend.
I know.
No, that's not sexy at all. Sorry, that's not sexy at all.
But I mean, murag naka-feel na ko sa mga comments sa mga tao diri. But you know, guys, kanang kamu rasad ang nagkuha na murag, it's not, I don't know what you get from it. Or whatever.
Clout.
Whatever you do, bahala mo. Basta kami, we're not affected by it. Kay, anyway, we're here for the music. We're here for, you know, we're here for our groups and people outside of the fandom. Murag, I can easily tune them out because number one, they're not the one paying for my merch. I'm the one paying for my merch.
But yun.
Diba? You don't spend for me, so you
Yeah.
don't get to dictate
Yeah.
what I like or what I don't like. So I don't care.
So camps lang yun. Love.
Whatever.
Speaking of your merch, June and Ezra, we don't have much time, so if you can just choose 3 items that really mean so much to you.
Okay.
There is a table. I know
Oh my
you have
God.
more of this in your bags right there and in your houses.
in your
but
homes, yeah.
Sige, go. But if you can choose lang anything that's significant to you that you can share with our viewers.
Sige.
Ezra
Ezra
mo?
first.
So,
Ezra first.
first, this one. This is a signed poster, actually. Of Kim Jae-jo.
Yeah.
So he was from TVXQ, and then it was his first time in first fan meeting in Manila in 2017. Was this 2017? Yeah,
2017.
So yeah, we had I had him sign, and then all of my learning Korean, you know, paid because I talked to him twice. Fan meeting. So yeah, I was so happy that I also have a signed pouch because I won the game, but it's in a frame, so I didn't bring it. But this one's a signed poster. This is my number one.
What did you tell him, Ez?
I love you. I told him we've waited so long for you. When I went there and he signed, I was shaking. When I went out of the arena, I cried. Damn, I really cried. And then next
Sige, pick 2
next
more.
one. This one is TVXQ's first album. So this one is a 2004 album. And then this is TVXQ's
CD pa
latest
to, no?
album. Oh, yeah. This is
CD.
TVXQ's latest album. You compare. So this one only CD and photos inside, but this one has more inclusion. So this one is very special. Their first album ever. And then the last one would be maybe.
Can I reach for it?
No,
Which one?
This one. This one is a towel that I used in Nissan. So Nissan is an arena in Nissan Stadium. It's a stadium in Japan. It's the biggest stadium. It can house 55,000 or 75,000 people at one time. So TVXQ was the first and only foreign group who was able to, you know, do a concert there. So I was there, 1 million audience. I went for 1 in a million. Yeah, for 3 days. I went for 2 days in the rain and everything, but it was so worth it.
As in.
Yeah, this is so special to me.
Makahappy na.
As in, makahappy yun.
It's your turn, June.
Okay.
Share with us your items there.
Oh my gosh, I didn't bring my light stick. I would have wanted to share
Okay.
my BTS light stick. I prepared it, but it's not in my bag.
Okay.
So I'm gonna first, before I go to my BTS stuff, I'm gonna share my 51K.
What is that?
It's my signed Soji Sub cap.
Oh.
Because you know, Soji Sub is a Korean actor, right? And
Who
it's so, who loves rapping. But it's so hard to find merch for him. You have to go to Japan to be able to get merch because his merch is in Japan. The Japanese fans club is very active. But this one I got in Manila in his first ever fan meet here in the Philippines before he got married. And this is so symbolic to me, really, because I was with my friend Eileen, and she was in Cebu. So many happy things happened to me that fan meet. So
You don't wear it. It's just for display.
it's white. I wore it once, but no, it's just for display. I keep it.
What's the next one?
Okay, my next one is, I'm gonna try and reach out for it.
Which one? This one?
Okay, I'm just gonna choose this because I got this today. My brother gave it to me. Shout out to my brother Brian. He just came from Davao and he gave it to me. It's from him and his girlfriend. It's the BTS collaboration makeup set. Because my brother he's not a K-pop fan, okay? But he does this. He helps me with some ideas on what to do on the radio show.
Kasi it's a mong brother.
I know, that's why. So this is my it has the microcosmos in it. It's lipstick and so this is my second important thing. And the last one for me, I guess, is this Chimmy BT21 because this was given by my friend Hazel when she visited the country. She's in the States now. For me, it's a symbol of all the armies that I met in the wild. You know, I mean, I met Hazel many years ago. We were friends, but being in the fandom, I met Ezra. I met so many fun, intelligent, wonderful people. So this is my third. Can I just add the last one? Sorry.
Go ahead. What is
this? This is the Time Magazine BTS cover because, again, you know, K-pop deserves some respect, right? And they spoke in the United Nations, so yeah, they've done so well.
Like what I told you a while ago, even if I'm not a K-pop fan, but makahappy siya, magtanong
Yeah.
As in, good vibes lang yun ta always. Again, we don't have much time, but just to touch on very briefly on K-dramas, can you just name your top 3 K-dramas ever? Para our viewers might also want to check it out.
Oh gosh!
Go Ezra.
Ezra first.
Number one is really Reply 1997.
Oh.
My number one. This is really my number one. Reply 1997.
Okay.
What's your second one?
It's okay. It's love.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It's love. And then what else? You who came from the stars.
This one?
Yes, this one. The book.
Yeah, so by the way, for dummies like me, K-dramas also come in books.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
These are not really, but Reply 1987, that one. This one is the drama. But then some books here, like this one. This was a book that was often read by the main character. So that's why they sold this with this thing. Yeah. So yeah, I collect my K-pop idols and I also collect my K-dramas.
So they're in Korean.
Yes,
Can I
they
see?
are.
So kinanglan, kapaw ka mo basa judo Korean, right? Para makaano ka.
Pagtsagaan.
How about you, June? What's your favorite K-dramas ever? Top 3 lang.
Oh my gosh, top 3. Can it be movie?
Yeah.
Okay, first, my favorite movie of Soji Sub is Always
I
because
love that movie.
Yes, because it's just an hour and a half. But I love how the story develops. I love the acting. It's just so surprising, and it's. I think everyone should watch it because it's touching.
It's
right?
on Netflix now, I
Okay.
think.
Is it in Netflix?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Last two.
My second is weightlifting fairy Kim Bok-joo. Because I love, again, when I watch Korean dramas, I'm amazed at how when you're you're a model, but when you're in a drama, you totally transform into something else. You don't see the actress that you know as a person. They really transform into the character, and that's amazing for me. Because Lee Sung-kyung is a model, and she becomes Kim Bok-joo, who's, you know, in love with a doctor. She's a weightlifter, and then she has to lose weight, but she's in love with a doctor who's supposed to help her, lose weight or something like that. Something like that. Yeah, so that's my second. And my third right now is a recent drama, which is called Nevertheless.
Okay.
I know it's R19, is it?
Yeah, it's our name.
Again, because it's the acting. It's the acting and the drama on how it's not the usual kind. It's not the usual kind that you can really put yourself into the character, or it's not stereotypical. It's so natural. And you know, if I were younger, I would have studied acting in Korea. Seriously, just to understand, just to understand how they do it, because it's amazing, beautiful.
It's never too late.
We'll see.
Alright, so guys, so before we say goodbye to all our viewers, is there anything that you'd like to plug? Please plug your show, Hallyu-il on Magic, and at the same time, any message that you'd like to share out there to all your fellow K-pop fans. Let's start with Ezra.
Yeah. You know, right now K-pop is mainstream. Don't be shy being a K-pop fan. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's actually pretty fun. And don't take care about the haters. As long as you know you're happy, as long as you don't fight other people on the internet for no reason, then you're good.
Yeah.
And also, I'd like to plug TVXQ has a new web show on July 30. It's check it out. So they're gonna read a book, and then oh my god, TVXQ is finally back. TVXQ will be back on July 30 with a web show. And then if you want to follow, want to know more about TVXQ, who were MCs for Kingdom, you can check out on Twitter at TVXQ. You can also check out CasPH_Cebu and CasPH on Twitter, for more TVXQ updates. And if you wanna meet fellow fans like us.
Yeah.
They're very cool, by the way. Super cool. They brought the standee when we featured TVXQ in the radio station.
Nice. How about you, June? Anything that you'd like to share?
Yeah, I want to invite everybody to join us every Sunday for the longest running K-pop show here in Cebu. It's 2 to 4 in the afternoon every Saturday. It's 2 to 4 in the afternoon every Sunday on Magic 92.3. We also have a Twitter account. It's at Hallyu-il923. And on Facebook, we're Hallyu-il on Magic 92.3. We have so many events there. Please follow us, even if we're active only on Sunday. Very soon, we're going to be showing our interview of Kingdom, the K-pop group. And we also had an exclusive with Neve, the singer-songwriter that's famous for working with BTS, Taeyong of BTS, for Blue and Gray. So we had an exclusive, so please follow us. And again, stream Permission to Dance, stream Butter, and speak yourself.
Yay!
Love yourself.
Thank you so much, June. And again, we would like to thank Pocket Bangtan Cebu for sending us their merchandise. And again, you can follow their Instagram page, and you can also check out their booth at Park Mall for more BTS merchandise. So, such as this one, the whale plushie, and at the same time they also have the collector's box. So there you have it. I hope that you guys learned as much as I did in today's episode. The information was very overwhelming, but nalingaw ko because now I understand the K-pop fandom. And I think that at the end of the day, it really just boils down to respect. I mean, we have our own interests, to each his own lang yun. So let's just respect each other.